Hello, everyone, and welcome to our presentation. The title of our paper is Exorcism and the Problem of Environmental Degradation and Depletion of Economic Trees in Igbo Land by Anyachebelu Bright and Anyachebelu Adora Lois, both of the Department of Linguistics, African and Asian Studies, University of Lagos. Our paper is subdivided into segments, namely abstract, who are the Igbo? Igbo environment, tree for food, tree for medicine, tree for wealth creation, and the conclusion. The abstract is as stated in the body of the paper. Now, who are the Igbo? The Igbo are the eponymous inhabitants of the forest regions of West Africa. This assertion lends credence to the position of earlier writers. Most of them fall back to tradition, while others support their claims of aboriginal status of the Igbo in the forest land of West Africa with artifacts excavated by archaeologists, anthropologists, linguists, and the paleobotanists. The foregoing are instances earlier researchers have hinged on their findings to affirm that the Igbo are the autochthons of West Africa, the Igbo environment. Four distinct features identify a people, namely their name, their language, their culture, and their land. We are more interested in the fourth one, which is their land. The land entails environment. The Igbo natural environment is what we know and regard in this paper as the Igbo culture area. The Igbo culture area, which is referred to in this paper as the environment, is a vast expanse of forest land with various species of trees strewn all over it. It is instructive that all the trees, without exception, which abound all over the Igbo environment are greatly cherished and valued. Naturally, trees are a beauty to behold. Besides their aesthetic values, as they beautify any environment for the Igbo, the ubiquitous trees serve other utilitarian purposes. It will be quite difficult to exhaust the many benefits of trees to the Igbo. However, efforts will be made to highlight the indispensable nature of trees to the people based on three closely knit parameters, which are trees for food, trees for medicine, and the trees for wealth creation. These will be succinctly discussed to justify the reason for the call for that trees be preserved rather than felled indiscriminately in the name of religious fanaticism and the exorcism. Food for food. All living things, including vegetables, crave to survive. To survive, a living organism needs some nourishment. To obtain the much needed nourishment for their survival, all living occupants of an environment depend on one another. The vegetable, which is where tree and plants belong, provide nourishment for the humans and animals, just as humans and animals at death decay to provide nitrates, which vegetables require as nutrients. In view of the foregoing, it is evident that living organisms cannot obtain the required protein from an arid environment. Having appropriately described the Igbo as the eponymous inhabitant of the forest-rich region of the earth, the Igbo as a people evolved early in their existence on the surface of the earth, the farm culture. Hence, the etymology of the Igbo, the name Igbo, is said to have derived from Ugbo, farm, which means Ndi Igbo farmers, or what their neighboring ethnic nationality, the Yoruba, would call Igbo forest, which means forest dwellers. Whichever the etymology of the Igbo may be, the important thing to note is that it is eponymic. The Igbo, being a forest-dwelling people, realized the importance of their natural habitat and began early in their existence to tend the trees, plants, and the grass which surround them. The Igbo, being forest dwellers, as we have explained, depended much on trees, plants, and grass, which, for purposes of convenience in this paper, will be generalized as trees, as their main source of food for nourishment. Indeed, trees serve both humans and animals, whether as fruits or leaves or roots or tubers, as their main source of food for survival. This explains why it is said, indeed, all flesh is grass, and in this case, trees. Tree for medicine. All living creatures fall sick. When illness strikes, the living do not relax and resign to fate. Efforts are made to secure healing for the sick. Most of the traditional Igbo healing substances are obtained from trees. Some are prescribed to be ingested, while others are to be administered externally. Most substances used as ingredients for medication are extracts from trees, though not all such extracts are helpful to man in curing ailments. While some are indeed curative, others are rather poisonous. It is therefore incumbent on Ndidibia Igbo healers to identify which trees contain potent ingredients for healing purposes and which contain harmful ingredients to health. The concern of this paper, however, is the curative aspect of trees and not their harmfulness. To obtain healing for the living when sick, the healers rely on the leaves, the barks, the roots, and even nuts or seeds inside the fruits. Hence, they are referred to as dibia mborogu, herbalists, or herbal doctors. Curative properties of trees are obtained to help in curing all manner of diseases and the physical ailments or impairments. stores for antibiotics, drugs, sedatives, and the vitamins needed to alleviate man's ill health. Whether lacerative, neurotic, or psychic, to be sourced, trees are of great essence. To affirm the Igbo belief in the potency of trees in managing human health, the people have a saying that ọgwụ na-enweghị ọgwụ, ọrịa na-enweghị ọgwụ bụ ọrịa na-enweghị aha, maka na o nweghị ọrịa nọ n'ụwa na-enweghị ọgwụ na-agwọ ya n'ọhịa. Trees for wealth creation. It has been stated several times in this paper that the Igbo of West Africa, who are forest dwellers, are blessed with various species of trees which grow wild in the forest. Most of the exploitations of trees for human consumption as food, for nourishment, and cure for ailments, which attempts have been made at explicating in this paper, there is yet another dimension through which their importance to man can be viewed. That is the conversion of trees and the tree byproduct as source of wealth creation. To support this, the Igbo people understanding of trees as veritable sources of wealth creation, there abound a folk songs which says, n'ala anyị bụ Igbo, osisi na-enye ego dị n'ime ya, nkwụ, ọjị, ụgba, unere, na ndị ọzọ. Among the Igbo, down the ages, assorted trees which grow wild in their environment have been explored and exploited in various ways for the economic benefit of man. In ancient time, the forebears of the Igbo conceived the idea of working on the back, abstracted from a species of tree, to fashion the earliest known clothes the Igbo used to cover human nakedness. That cloth was called ajim. Over time, more extracts from trees, like the silk tree, are used to advance the fabrication of modern apparels. In Igbo communities like Akwete and Obeledu, cloth weaving remains a thriving business, especially for the women folk. Beyond cloth weaving, skilled carvers convert tree trunks to logs, which are used in carving items like obo na amara, canoes and paddles, ngwegwu, musical instruments, ọdụ na ikwe, mortar and pestle, oche na akwa, chair and beds, isi mma na ego ọgụ, hoes and machete handles, and the igbe na ọkwago, box and the tables, not only for domestic uses, but for commercial purposes to amass wealth. Furthermore, tree trunks from Iroko and mahogany are cut or sawed into lumber for marketing. Hence, the Igbo have, down the ages, engaged themselves heavily in the business of lumbering. Conclusion and recommendation. In this paper, sustained efforts have been made to protect trees and natural endowments, which are strewn all over Igbo environment. The truth is that plants are friendly to life. They make life worth living. With them, humans and all organisms will have great chances of survival and enjoy healthy living. There will be enough to nourish all creatures. Without trees, life will be harsh to live in. There will be there will man to sorry. Without trees, life will be harsh to man and animals. There will be no food, no arable land, no reserve for hunting expedition, and even for tourism to thrive. Plague will devastate the environment by drought and the deluge. Therefore, we in this paper recommend a halt to the intolerable Christian movement in Igbo land, which has caused deforestation, economic adversity, religious profanation, and shortage of food supply, thereby plunging the people into abject hardship. Let there be a reversal in their activities for normalcy to return to Igbo lands. Thank you for listening.